name is Demetra Kaye of the Demetra Kaye Show here on YouTube and a proud contributor of the African Diaspora News Channel and the African Diaspora News Insider. If you could do me a favor and please subscribe to all channels and like this video, I would greatly appreciate it. So today we're going to talk about some more fallout from the Texas winter storm that happened, also known as the Texas freeze. As you guys know, 2 weeks ago, Texas literally froze, right? And so this particular story is involving an apartment building by the name of Villa del Paseo. It is an apartment in Southwest Houston, apartment complex rather, that is still without water 13 days later after the fallout of the Texas storm. As you guys know, many people had their pipes freeze and burst, and then water destroyed their properties, right? And so the same thing happened for this apartment complex, and there's other apartment complexes that are suffering the same fate. But this particular one here, the tenants are upset because the management has just basically given them the cold shoulder, will not allow them to actually come into the office, but told them if you have an issue to call, right? And so they're not physically available to address the tenants' concerns. And so I'm going to show you guys this video really quick.
It's not a protest we hear of often. What these folks want, that very basic but vital necessity we need every day.
It's unsanitary and it's unhealthy.
These residents here at the Villa del Paseo apartments in Southwest Houston say they've been without water since the winter storm struck Houston. That was 2 weeks ago today.
Very frustrating. Everybody's apartment is filthy. We have to get water. They don't maintain the pool, so we have to get algae water to flush our toilets.
Today they bring their frustrations outside by the dozens, calling out what they feel has been a lack of action and answers from their leasing office.
We keep getting different stories. They're on their way. They're on their way. We're waiting for parts. They're out there today. It'll be fixed today. It'll be fixed tomorrow. And so far, nothing.
Inside of units, leaks continue. Damage remains from bursted pipes, faucets with no running water. And now the Houston Tenants Union is stepping in.
Our main goal was really to just talk to tenants so that they know about their rights here.
Even encouraging tenants to consider a rent strike.
We would need a critical mass of numbers of people to do it. So right now we're just talking to people to figure out if people are willing to go that route.
So far, many are on board.
They expect their rent on the first. Well, we expect water as well.
When Eyewitness News called the leasing office, we were told they could not disclose any information to us about the water issue.
All right, so as you saw in the video, the tenants were showing some of the issues that they're having, some mold, the water coming through the walls, and just awful stuff, right? Now, I also want to say this, it's not the management's fault that the Texas storm happened the way it did, but, it is their fault for leaving their residents without running water for, 2 weeks now, right? People want to take baths and use sink water to wash dishes and everything you would use water for, right? But, the other part is really cold is that they're like, we'll get to it when we get to it. And so they, being the management, said, well, we have plumbers actively working on it. But it's like, how are they actively working on it when the tenants are like, yeah, we don't have any water here? And then on the other hand, management is saying, well, we don't have a date to when it'll be fixed. And it's like, huh? What do you mean you don't have a date? Like, you don't have a ballpark figure, And so, as you saw also, the people there are like, hey, we're going to withhold our rent. They have an association there that's willing to help them organize the rent strike because, why should I pay you rent if I don't have at least the basic necessities that I'm paying for within this rent, right? And so they're going to strike with their rent, and good for them. They should, to send the management a message that, hey, if we don't have water, then you don't get your rent. But I also took the liberty to go on to see if this was something that was normal to that apartment complex. And yeah, it is. They had pretty bad reviews. They had a 2.1. That's one thing I always do when I go somewhere. I want to move in somewhere. I look at the reviews, and a 2.1 would not have gotten my leasing application at all. But hey, that's just me. So one of the reviews says, I wish I could give 0 stars to the wall in my apartment, cracked above the front door back in July 2020. So there was a crack that happened like almost a year ago, right? after a bad storm. It is now February 2021, and our whole building foundation is horrible. My roof is completely separated from the wall. That's a no-go right there. And so it just kind of sounds like that's the way that apartment building gets down. But Mayor Turner, you know, he made a statement basically saying he was over it. I don't think he meant over like, yeah, whatever. I think just like a lot of stress of, you know, people needing plumbers. And he says, well, one of the reasons is that we were needing plumbers. A man stretched thin, licensed plumbers. This is what he's saying, how he said it. Let me just say this, because not everyone can do this work. So you really need licensed plumbers. And then there's a shortage of materials and supplies. So yeah, that's true. We know that there's a shortage and all of that. And he also ventured to say that there's probably tens of thousands of people still in a, you know, a similar situation. And so, this is horrible. I'm rooting for the people that are wanting to withhold their rent. They're within their rights because it's a basic necessity. Water is not a luxury. It is a basic right and necessity, right? And so we're going to keep an eye on this. Hopefully by the time you all see this video, the tenants there have running water and their situations are being addressed. And so for more insightful videos, please subscribe to this channel and my channel, The Demetra Kaye Show, here on YouTube. Peace.